Hi guys, I'm Charlie Austin for New York Movie Buff. Don't miss the opportunity to hit the like button, to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment down below. It's very nice to engage with other people in talking about things that we love so much, like for example, The Mandalorian, the first official live action Star Wars TV show that is being streamed by Disney Plus, that is the streaming app developed by Disney. And I'm here to just go around some things that really caught my attention in the first chapter that is also called The Mandalorian, and it was a very enjoyable. It's a genius show. And what really impressed me, tying it up with the purpose of the channel, is that how right in the first episode, that is not more than 30 minutes or something, it hits the 30-minute mark, they really are able to introduce a lot of concepts, a lot of information in a very digestible way, in a very easy to grasp type of a way, without not being necessary to spend too much time on that thing on the screen. So I would divide this first episode into 3 blocks, into 3 chunks. So we have the first chunk, that is the theme introduction. So the first chunk I would divide into, I would divide into 2 smaller segments: the theme introduction and the character introduction. So the first scene sets this whole TV show, that is the scene in the bar, in the pub, or whatever, as a Western. As a Western spaghetti, the music in the background, how the things play out in that opening scene. It tells us it's gonna be a Western spaghetti set in space. And then the second segment of this first chunk of the episode, that is when Mando is just walking, his bounty back to his ship, and also what happens in the ship, is just giving us clues about Mando's personality, from his aversion to droids, or how he comes across as cold-hearted, very closed, and how he shuts the mouth up from his bounty. So we get all of these very clear clues right in the second segment of the first chunk. So the first chunk is actually, it's not an introduction, it's a presentation of the themes that will be explored in the show, not just show-wise but character-wise. And then the second chunk of this first episode now is the introduction to the story, where he gets his first mission, and then we understand how is the field of affairs in Star Wars after the Return of Jedi, I don't know. Anyway, the third film, the third flake from the original trilogy, that there are some cells from the Empire resisting under the rugs, spreading their influence, and it's from one of those that he gets his mission. So we see that the show is gonna deal with that. Maybe every now and then we're gonna have an episode that's gonna be set in a specific mission that there's not so much to do with the overall arc of affairs in the story, but here we are introduced to the story itself. And then the final chunk of the episode, the third one, is the action itself, is him going to the mission, encountering some roadblocks along the way, and then the revelation, Baby Yoda, at the end. So very well construed, very well put together. So I'm really happy with the first episode of The Mandalorian, okay? So now just go here, click on the link, it's somewhere here, for my comments on the second episode of The Mandalorian called The Child. So see you soon, bye.